Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another video. And today we're going to be talking about who Mr. Stitchy is and who this other Whisperer dude is, because we've seen him in this Chapter 10 cutscene and we still have no idea who he is. But anyways, let's get into the video. So who is this Mr. Stitchy? Well, his first appearance was in the Halloween update, and he came as a secret character, and he would just stalk us throughout these maps, and he did leave a couple of notes down. And we're all wondering, how is he connected to the storyline, because he's only been seen there. Well, I did have a video about Mr. Stitchy's audio and connected to Zizzy coming back. Well, I did think that was Mr. Stitchy's voice, but we haven't had any dialogue with him. So why would I think that? Is because he was the only character at the time to make an explanation of who would be that voice. But having this new character, I'm just going to call him the Whisperer. He comes in and he basically has a talk with us and sing back to the voice audio. I'm starting to think that this audio guy is that Whisperer dude. And let me tell you my explanation. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the part where it gets juicy, so you're gonna have to stay in this part. And my explanation to this is because Mr. Stitchy has never spoken to us before. He has just been around as like a watcher or someone like that. But in this new thing, I'll go over what the audio said, and I'll tell you why I think it is belonging to this Whisperer guy.
He will never speak. The insolence as to you. Help me. Run. Her hand. Gone.
My explanation to why I think it's this Whisperer guy is because what does he mention? He says first Zizzy will never speak, and what else does he do to try to get us to help or like talk to him? He like mentions all these characters that we let down or that died or became infected, and how would he know that we knew these characters? So this audio is that's the first hint to it being this Whisperer guy. Now my second opinion on why I think it is him is because he says help me, and what does he want us to do? He wants us to follow the path that he wants. He wants us to help him. Then he says run, and I think this means that he like scares us and then we run away and then we come back to him. He's also saying the insolence calls to you, and he's basically calling to us like in our mind, and no one else gets to see this. He also says her hand gone, which he's talking about Zizzy's hand is gone. And he also mentions that something like it says smile for him. Because this character has like a big grin on him, I'm thinking he wants us to smile for him, since he thinks that by making us like turn to whatever he wants, he thinks we'll smile. And I don't know, I have no clue, but I just think that it's this whoever this Whisperer guy is, and the guy is gonna be trying to take over our mind by doing a blackmail on us, trying to make it seem like that he's gonna give us something good, but in the end he's not even gonna give it to us. He just wants us to do whatever he wants. And Pony, as well as Mr. P and Georgie, have ran into this character, so it's not only us. Whenever we accept his challenge or whatever he wants us to do, he will make us one of his servants. Think about it. Georgie, in his dream, he had this dream where he turned like into like a red infected river, and I'm thinking that means like he saw the future of like what would happen if he listened to him, or something else. But this is where it gets weird, because I thinking Zizzy ran into him and said they had a conversation where this Whisperer guy says, if you do what I want, then I will let you be free and survive. And that's where she says yes, and he cuts off her arm or something, and then he turns her into one of her servants. And yeah, that's my theory on what I think this Whisperer guy is. But let's get back to Mr. Stitchy. So, how is Mr. Stitchy and Mr. Whisper similar? Well, that's a really a big question because Whisper is someone who wants to get to your mind and wants you to listen and follow him. And Mr. Stitchy is just someone who watches us and basically probably just tells this whisperer guy information about our past and stuff. That's probably how he gets all this information on what happened to us. Well, I did say earlier that there was some notes in this Halloween update, and now we have more information on who these insolence people are. I'm gonna go over each note. Hey guys, I just read all these notes, and now I'm like all like wondered out about like how they already predicted the future on Piggy, but I'm gonna go over each note. But let's get into the first one. So this first one says, "Do not draw the house with the light. It will do something." I can't read what the word says, but it said it will. I think it says it will draw him to you, and they're talking about Mr. Stitchy. If you like light up this certain place, then Mr. Stitchy will come and he will basically face off against you. I don't know. Let's get into the next one. This next note says, "Someone began to disrupt the some countryside. The descriptions of witness matched his look. I never saw him again." They're talking about Mr. Stitchy, I'm pretty sure. Or they may be talking about the Whisperer, like they saw him like inside their head and they never saw him again because they didn't do what the Whisperer wanted them to do, so he just vanished from them. Hey, this is getting really deep, and yeah, let's get to the next note. Dude, so many people were thinking Mr. Stitchy gave Penny a head, but now that we have the Whisper, this is for sure Whisper. It says, "I gave him a face and I was his only friend." So the Whisper gave Mr. Stitchy that head, and he was basically his only friend. See, guys, look at Minitoon has all this planned out. But anyways, let's get to the next note. This last note says, "When he learned of my condition, he grew sad and stressed, and he left." I think this is talking about once Mr. Stitchy learned about the Whisperer's condition, he became sad because of how like sad I guess his life is or anything, or like how Mr. Stitchy's life used to be, and then he left because of anger or like stressness, and basically they never talked to each other again. But I have a theory where Mr. Stitchy is the wingman of the Whisperer, and this is how he gets all the information and clues on how how he knows all about her past. And I did say this earlier, but I just wanted to get more into this. Now, this is my evidence for Mr. Stitchy being the wingman. He's in every map, or mostly all the maps, and he's just watching by afar. And he's basically sharing this information to the Whisperer. He was in the carnival. He's like just everywhere. He was even here before the infected, just standing right there. No one even noticed him. So yeah, he's been watching us for all these times, and he gets this information and basically tells the Whisperer, and the Whisperer makes deals with people and tries to blackmail them to get what he wants, and that's how he makes the infected turn into his own servants. And guys, this is gonna get deep. This next chapter we may see a return from. He may even be a piggy bot in one of these next chapters. We don't even know who Penny is yet, or we haven't even seen her yet. We only have 2 chapters left, so whatever these 2 chapters, they're gonna have to be long cutscenes and definitely a lot more information, because whoever this man, he thinks he's slick, he gets what he wants, then he makes you his servant. So we have to stop him. He might even be the bad guy. The insolence is all this infected slash maybe like all this dark whatever you want to call it, and they basically are trying to take over the infected and make them turn into servants, and they're having them attack the last humans, and the insolence is probably just trying to take over the world at this point. And yeah, we're gonna see more of this in future chapters. I'm really excited. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video about my theory on who Mr. Stitchy is and the Whisperer, and I hope that we get more information on these two. But yeah, hope you guys have a great day and see you guys in the next one. Bye.